6 traits men have that women find irresistible. I asked a group of my girlfriends, what are things men do that they absolutely love? And here's what they came up with. Chivalry, like carrying her heavy stuff, opening her doors, and picking up the check on dates. Style, good fitted clothes, a nice pair of shoes, and a watch. A great smile, that means having nice teeth. Dominance, aka making the first move. Confidence, which starts with great posture. Social intelligence, like knowing how to sell, negotiate, and influence people.
Okay, nothing that she said here is necessarily wrong, but she's just scratching the surface. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about each point that she made and kind of go in just a little bit deeper just to get an explanation. But I have a lot of this stuff on my masculine identity membership. So if you guys want more in-depth content about things like this, please check out masculineidentitymembership.com. Go to masculineidentitymembership.com. Also, if you want more advice on dating and how to date on your terms, go to badboymembership.com. badboymembership.com. So let's get into the first one. She talks about chivalry. Okay. Now, we have to understand that chivalry is a code of conduct for strong men, right? It's something that started in the medieval times or in the feudal era, where when we had kingdoms and we had knights. So a knight was basically a soldier of the kingdom, and it's a knight's job to help people who are weaker, right? But see, the thing with chivalry is that whoever is providing chivalry also has authority. Okay, so as a knight, when you encounter a situation, you have authority to help others in need. So let's just say, back in the day in medieval times when they had a buggy and carriage and the wheel was broken, as a knight, you would stop and you would help someone fix the wheel so they could get back on the road, right? Same thing today. If you see a woman on the side of the street and you stop to help her, you help her to fix her flat tire or whatever it is. Chivalry is also holding doors, opening doors, putting a woman in and out the car and things like that. But see, here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about chivalry. Like I said, it's about authority. It's not just about you doing nice things for a woman. Okay. When you hold the door, especially when this is a woman that has earned the right for you to be chivalrous to her, right? Because that's another thing too. In some situations, if you see someone that needs help and you help them, it's okay. No worries, right? You're just doing a good deed for someone. But when it comes to a constant code of conduct that you have with a woman, certain forms of chivalry has to be earned by the woman that you're with. Now, there's also a form of chivalry where if you're on the first date and there's a certain particular way that you do things where you hold doors for women and you do certain things like that, then she has to get accustomed to your style of chivalry because that's the way you do things, not because you're trying to impress her. Make sure that that's the way you do things, meaning that it is a constant practice no matter who the woman is, meaning that you're not treating a woman who's a quote unquote 10 with chivalry and then treating a woman who's maybe a 5 or a 6 with no chivalry. So that means if the woman is a 10, you hold the door. And if the woman is a 6, you hold the door. You understand? And I'm only using a 10s and 6 because I know that's how a lot of you guys decide how a woman looks. But what I mean is if the woman is a 10 to you, meaning she's very attractive to you, you hold the door. If the woman is a 6, meaning she's not really that attractive to you, you still hold the door. Not because of the woman, but because that's the way you do things, right? That's the way that you carry yourself. Because like I said, chivalry is a code of conduct. It has nothing to do with the woman. It has everything to do with how you carry yourself. It has everything to do with how you conduct yourself as a man in any given situation. So that means you consider yourself to be a man who knows his value. So you understand that you can be of value to anyone who is in need of help or to anyone who is a part of the weaker species, which is a woman. Okay. So you conduct yourself a certain way, not because of the woman, but because that's how you respond in any given situation that requires chivalry. But like I said, being chivalrous means that you are in control of the environment. You have a certain level of authority because of the value that you bring to the situation. So you provide safety and you also provide masculine leadership in any given situation. So this is to remind the woman that you're on a date with or the woman that's on the side of the street with the flat tire that you are a man. You have value and you lead in situations for people that need help or people that are a part of the weaker species. And that's just how you do things. OK, so again, Being chivalrous is not about simping and just being nice to women. It's about you providing safety, leadership, and security in a given situation based on how you carry yourself as a man who understands his value. So the next thing she talked about is style. Okay. So what we need to understand about style is we need to understand that style is about self-expression, right? It can be self-expression on an artistic level, on a spiritual level, where you include color, you are showing the physical representation of how you see yourself, right? So you also behave a certain way, you make sure your clothes fit a certain way, and so on and so forth. Another thing with style is it's not just your clothes, it's how you speak, the words that you use, maybe your slang, maybe the way that you phrase things and certain other things. So if you watch my videos, you see that, I try to make sure I wear, certain shirts so the video can look a certain way. I might have a candle in the background. Everything that you see in the frame of this video is done on purpose, right? I have the window in the background. I literally do these videos at a certain time of day. So the light shining through the window is at a certain level and certain other things. So I can maintain the consistency and style of my videos, right? So it's the same way when you're out dating or you're out meeting women and all that other type of stuff, or even in the corporate world, right? Where you're trying to advance in a certain way. They say that you should dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. So if you want a job as a CEO or you want a high level paying job, well, you got to wear, nice suits. You got to wear the uniform of a person that represents that type of job. So again, it has to do with your self-expression, how you want to show up in a situation. They call it your swag, right? They call it how you look, how anyone perceives you physically in a certain situation. But again, it still has to do with how you see yourself from the inside. And then it's an outwardly projection of how you see yourself on the inside. And style also has to do with fitness as well, right? Meaning that you also want to tailor your clothes, but you also want to tailor your body to look a certain way, right? So your style also has to do with how you carry yourself. So your muscles have to be in shape, so to speak, right? So that means, you work out your back so you can have good posture and have a strong back. You want to move your arms a certain way. You want to walk a certain way. You want to have a certain rhythm to the way that you take steps. You want to have a certain way that you speak with your hands, so to speak, like how I'm doing in this video, right? Everything about you has to look a certain way and has to be a certain way. And as a man, you have to embrace who you are and make sure that you like who you are. And of course, there are things that we want to tailor. There's certain things that we want to fine tune, right? So we make sure we go to the gym. We make sure we have enough money to buy nice clothes and so on and so forth. So these are things that we do to make choices to enhance our style and do the things that we need to do so we can express ourselves physically from the picture that we have in our minds mentally. All right. The other thing she talks about is having a nice smile. But of course, she only touched the surface. So having a nice smile doesn't just mean having nice teeth. I got nice teeth. I paid for these. You feel me? So I did what I had to do to get a nice smile, right? It's not just that. Having nice teeth speaks to your hygiene. Having nice teeth speaks to your consistency with your hygiene, right? So that means you have a routine. That means you're consistent. That means you're clean. That means you're hygienic. That means you obey the rules of, brushing twice a day, for example. And when you get up, you take a shower, and it's not just your teeth, but it's also your nails. Right? Your nails have to be well manicured. Even if you do it yourself, right? Make sure you cut your nails, keep your nails clean. When you wash your hands, you get up under your nails when you're washing your hands, right? So you have good bathing practices and you have a routine consistency. You also have a routine for your grooming, right? So you guys can see, I groom myself. I keep my baldy low and things like that. And if you have hair, you get your hair cut, you keep your waves popping, you keep your hairline lined up real good. You get yourself a good barber, get a routine with your barber. All these things make a difference. So when she said smile, it's not just smile, but it's all the things with your grooming and the consistency of your hygiene. Okay. Your oral hygiene, your body hygiene, right? Also your ability to smell good through efficient bathing practices and cologne and other accessories that you might wear and things like that. So all of those things is important. It's not just your smile, right? Also, it's not just your smile. You got to have good breath. Right. So you make sure you have a tongue scraper and all these other things. And like I said, a lot of these things I talk about on a Masculine Identity membership. So make sure you check that out. Go to masculineidentitymembership.com. The next thing she talks about is dominance. OK, so a big part of what goes on today in these streets is A lot of guys talk about waiting for choosing signals, right? So what that means is a lot of guys, they go out, they dress as nice as they can, and then they just post up in a bar or in some environment, and they look around waiting for women to make eye contact with them, or they look around trying to find women that's showing choosing signals. Okay. So when she talks about dominance, she's talking about being able to make the first move. And I am in support of making the first move, meaning I don't care about choosing signals. I don't worry about which woman is looking at me or is showing choosing signals to me. If I see her and I find her attractive, I'm going to go approach her because I'm going after what I want. I don't care about her agenda or if she's showing choosing signals or if she's letting me know that she wants to be talked to. I don't really care about those things. I only care what I want. Okay. And so I go make my approach. If I find her attractive, if we begin to speak and I still find her attractive after we begin to relate and speak on a verbal level, then we continue. If I speak to her and she's not attractive on a verbal level, then I can end the conversation at any time, because me being the man and being the leader of the situation, the only thing that truly matters is what I want. Because even if we get into a relationship, she's going to be following my lead. So all that choosing signal stuff doesn't actually matter because she's always going to be following my lead. If I'm waiting for her to give choosing signals, that means I'm following her lead to some extent. And that's never a good situation. And that relationship is ultimately doomed to fail anyway. So we have to understand that dominance is about knowing how to lead, knowing how to provide instruction, right? Knowing what we want in a given situation and not being afraid to tell a woman exactly what it is. And if she's not interested in that, then so be it, because a part of dominance is also understanding what is not for you. Okay. A lot of people think dominance means that you always get exactly what you want. Dominance is understanding how to go after what you want, regardless of what other people think. Now, whether or not you get what you want is up to chance because not everything is for us. But dominance is about the attempt. Dominance is about your courage and your ability to go after it, not necessarily to get it. Okay. After dominance, then we could talk about persistence and all that other stuff. Persistence and consistency, those are the type of things that decide whether or not you get what you want. But dominance is about knowing what you want and going after it. Another part of dominance is knowing how to say no and being able to walk away. So if you're in a conversation with a woman and she's asking all these things of you or requesting you to do some things that you know you're not comfortable with, a big part of dominance is, like I said, having a focus on what you want, being able to tell a woman no, and being able to walk away, to understand that, hey, if she's not with what I'm talking about, then it really doesn't matter. I can say no and I can walk away. So dominance is about understanding what you want and being able to go after it, and being able to understand what you don't want and being able to say no and walk away from it as well. She then gets into posture. Okay. So posture is literally how erect your body or your torso is, either when you're sitting or when you're walking, right? It is the physical stance of your stature in any given situation. Okay. And she talks about how posture is an indicator of confidence, which is true, right? So if you slump and hang your head low, that is an indicator of low confidence. If you keep your head up, chin up slightly, shoulders square, that indicates a little bit more confidence. Now, you have some people that they can walk erect and have a posture of confidence, but still not have confidence in here or in here. Okay, so this is why I explain that she is only scratching the surface, right? So the thing is that posture is not always a definite indicator of confidence, because we have to have confidence in here and in here in order to tell our bodies to have great posture, to be erect and to be shoulders square and to keep our heads high as men. Okay. So with that being said, we have to understand that posture is only an expression of what's inside. So as men, we have to have a strong masculine identity. We have to embrace who we are. We have to love who we are. We have to know who we are. We have to be confident about who we are inside. And then the posture will naturally carry through. So we'll walk erect, we'll have square shoulders, and we'll keep our heads up high when we're moving, walking, talking, and interacting with people. Another thing that affects your posture is your fitness. So like I had mentioned earlier about, well, if you work out your back, you do deadlifts and certain other things, that helps your posture as well. Having a consistency and a good workout plan keeps you in good health, keeps your muscles strong, and it also gives you confidence in that way as well. But that also comes through your consistency and the love you have for yourself to even work out in the first place. So that also helps posture. But again, it starts from in here and in here. Posture is also about how comfortable you are in your own skin, which again is something that starts in here. So you have to be comfortable in your own skin, and you have to be comfortable in the environment. This is why I suggest to guys, and like I said, I talk about this on my masculine identity membership in depth, but I tell guys to find places around your town or your city that you like to go, because places that you like to go ensures that you have a certain level of confidence when you're in that environment. And if you happen to invite a woman to that environment, she will see you in an environment that you are comfortable in, which will increase your ability to show confidence and to have good posture and good, strong behaviors in that environment. So for example, let's just say there's a bar or a lounge or a place in your town that you frequent all the time and you know everyone there. When you walk in, you're going to have the owner and the guy behind the bar. You probably could say what's up to him, have a little bit of banter and so on and so forth. When the woman sees this, she sees that you're in a confident environment. She sees you being confident. She sees you interacting with the people in the environment and showing confidence, showing social interaction and certain other things that looks good on you, that makes you look comfortable in your own skin, which provides a certain posture that you show outwardly. But again, that has everything to do with what's going on in here and in here. Okay, so we have to embrace ourselves as men. We have to know who we are and have a strong masculine identity. And it helps when we are in familiar environments. So being in familiar environments, having posture which shows confidence, leads us to the last thing she talked about, which is social intelligence. Okay, social intelligence. So she explained it as being able to sell and influence people, which is not wrong. But again, she only scratched the surface. Social intelligence is you understanding who you are and understanding how you react to people and how people react to you, how people respond to your behavior, how people respond to your interaction, how people respond to your verbal and social cues, and how you respond to other people's verbal and social cues. So there's a certain intelligence and awareness that comes with this. So, for example, on the Bad Boy membership, which is run by my guy, Mr. Lucario, go check him out. Go to badboymembership.com. We encourage guys that whenever you're going out to meet women, you should shoot for meeting and interacting with 25 women each time, at least. The reason why we do this, so we can encourage guys to have more practice, and the more practice you get with interacting with other human beings is the more social intelligence you will gain from the situation. So what does that mean? You will understand if a person is feeling you or not, right? You will understand if a chick is attracted to you, if a chick is feeling you, if you guys get along, if you guys have a certain level of compatibility, okay? You will be able to pick up on social cues. You will be able to understand what jokes work versus what jokes don't work. You'll be able to learn how to read the room. If you're approaching a group of women, you'll be able to understand the dynamics of approaching groups and how to introduce yourself to everyone, but know how to pinpoint your energies towards the woman that you actually are interested in talking to, and so on and so forth, right? But again, these things take practice. They take practice. This is why we encourage 25 women every time you go out to source women. A lot of times as guys, if we talk to a chick or we talk to the first chick for the night and she says, no, oh, I have a boyfriend, I'm not interested. A lot of guys take that to heart and they don't want to continue the process. They don't want to talk to any more women because they take it to heart and they feel bad because some chick said no or that she's not interested, which is really bad for your practice. It's bad for your ability to increase your social intelligence and your social awareness, right? So in order for you to get better at talking to women, you need to talk to more women, just like anything else in life. In order for you to get better at basketball, you need to spend more time practicing basketball. If you want to get good at playing cards, you got to spend more time playing cards. Whatever it is in life you want to get good at, you have to spend more time doing it. So if you want to increase your social intelligence, you have to spend more time in social situations. If you want to get better at talking to women, you have to spend more time talking to women. If you want to get better at creating a better business network, then you got to go to business networking events and spend time doing business networking and talking to other entrepreneurs and other business people. Okay, that's literally how life works. So the thing with social intelligence is that it helps you in general in life, but it helps you to be socially intelligent when you're one-on-one with a female. It even helps you when you're in your relationships. Okay. And these are all things that women are going to like, but I just wanted to explain it on a deeper level and explain it from a man's point of view. Okay. So as men, we have to understand chivalry. We have to understand style, smile, dominance, posture, and social intelligence. Okay, so it's your boy Miles Cunningham. Hope you got some from this video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself and remember the truth is inside you. Peace.